This dirt that we're standing on, or the truck's on right now, 1 year ago was about a 10-foot hole. It's a little more than a year. We fixed it on Thanksgiving of 18. I used to work with Stace. We worked together a lot at Georgia Power, and it's been about a year since I left here, and it's an honor to get to pour into these guys.
That's why I don't talk.
It's hard. It's hard because you got to turn them loose. These guys got good jobs. They got a great path ahead of them. And for those of us that are older than them, we know what's ahead of them. And it's tough. And we're tough on them. Randy and I, we pour our heart and soul into them in training. And it's hard to do this because I know we got to, but we invest in them, and I hope that our investment in them lasts not for our sake but for their sake. We want success for them as much or more than they do, and that's why we do what we do. I always tell them that if you're comfortable, you need to change your space. You need to live life uncomfortable because it's challenging you, pushing you further. And I don't like to do this. You guys can probably tell I'm no polished, educated talker. But we're going to hand out some certificates and stuff for these guys. And I've asked them, they don't have to say anything special. They can talk about the school. They can talk about whatever. But I'm going to give each of them, as we give out these certificates, an opportunity to talk to you. And then I'll say a little bit and we'll be done. I'm sure you guys want to know nicknames, right? So everybody here's got a nickname. First up, it's going to be Jared Gregory, a.k.a. Gucci. Let me break the ice for Gucci. He's nervous. Gucci be thinking. When Gucci come here, we give him a hard time. The first day he showed up, just to give you some context as to what it's like here. Very first morning, Gucci walks up and he had on super duper white tennis shoes and a gold chain around his neck. Two gold chains around his neck. And he had never met Randy.
Big change.
And we started this group in the middle of the coronavirus, so we couldn't start inside. We had to start outside. We had chairs out here around all these poles, and we started outside. And Gucci got here about 6:30 that morning, Monday morning, first day of school. And Randy said, "Go back to your car. Just go back. Go back. Take all that off right now." He said he didn't know what to think. So for Gucci's Funny Award, we got him a superlative that's most likely to need a new watch.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for everybody that helped me and supported me through the school. They are hard on us, but they care for us a lot and want to make sure we get to better places in our life. And I really appreciate it.
Good job, Gucci. Good job. Very well done. Very well done. Next up, this guy right here. We got anybody that watched any of our YouTube videos? You've probably heard this guy right here scream and holler a lot. He made a lot of our highlight in our bloopers. Colton does a great job capturing all this. And it wasn't much to set him off, but he did good. His superlative is most likely to never live on 5 acres, and let me explain. That's why it's an inside story up here. So, what were we doing that day he talked about? Bucket pull. So y'all probably seen that on YouTube where we have a challenge where we see who can get it up and down the fastest. And one of the guys said, talking about living on a farm, having mechanics and those kind of things, and somebody said something to Mason Sabley, and Mason Sabley said, "What? I live on 4 acres." Like it's a huge farm. So his superlative is most likely to never live on 5 acres. Mason?
Monday.
You're good. Take your deep breath. Let me tell you what else he's got a nickname. You want to know his nickname? Monday. Every day's Monday to him. He comes in and he's like, what? I was like, we learned that yesterday. Well, okay. Here we get in. So this is Monday.
I just want to thank Waylon, Randy, David, Haley, and Colton. They helped me to know who I am as a person and what I want to do in my life. And they helped me grow my relationship with Jesus Christ. And that's what I love about this school. Those are the two things that they really helped me with, and they just really helped me know who I was as a person, and I really appreciate that for them.
Good job, Mike. Good job.
This guy. This guy is what we would call D1. This is a Division I football player. NCAA, he's from Chatsworth. No offense to anybody that's from Murray County. And he was probably late one or two times, car wreck or something. He got caught up in some traffic. But he's a fast driver. He's a fast driver. A lot of stories. I can't tell you all the stories. We might get in trouble if I gave you all his stories. Most likely to switch careers to NASCAR. That's going to be Mr. Brady Harper. Brady, come on.
He's still gonna speed. Can't get caught.
No, I really appreciate the opportunity these guys gave me, and learned a lot while I was here. And I wouldn't change this for the world. I'm really glad I chose this path, and I'm just gonna keep on trucking.
Good job, Brady. Good job. This guy right here, a lot of stories, a ton of stories. One of my favorite stories about this guy is kind of where he comes from and what he does and how he acts. And he's just got a great attitude, And I got more stories than you could ever imagine that I could tell you. And I'll let these guys laugh at his superlative. Most likely to OD on cornbread. Austin Daniels.
I just want to thank everybody. Waylon, Randy, Toby, Dwayne. It was a great time. Miss Haley, she helps you with anything you need. All you got to do is ask. Colton will help you any way he can. Just thank you guys for everything y'all have done for us, and definitely glad I came here.
Good job.
Good job, man. So this next guy, has a hobby. His hobby's cooking. And we probably 2 or 3 weeks in.
Yeah.
Probably about week 3. He said he wanted to cook for us. So down in the woods down there, Randy's got an underground training field where he does some underground stuff.
She should.
And yeah, it's Randy's she shed. And we got a grill down there, and he come in and cooked. And man, he cooked for like 40 minutes. And there was nothing left. It was so good. We ate until we couldn't eat no more. Great guy, good story, great attitude, great outlook on life, very disciplined. He's headed places. He's going to be a very successful man. Raul Franco's superlative is most likely to buy his friends with food. Good job.
Thank you all for coming. I appreciate all of y'all, and special shout out to everybody here, the instructors, Colton, Haley, David devotes his Thursdays to come talk to us about more important things than line work. And Greg helped me get my CDO. He stayed out there with me for dark about 2 days in a row and never stopped believing in me. Our CDOs are very important to us in this field, and he did what he could to help me get mine, and I got it. Waylon and Randy, they put a lot of time with us, yell at us, but they care. and they taught us more than just line work here. I appreciate that more than anything else I learned here.
Good job, Raul.
Good job, boys. Good job, boys. This guy here, he came about, I don't know, 6 months ago and talked to us about school. Raul actually came before we started. He actually came in probably May of 19, and he had some interest in it, and he wanted to know what we did. And this guy here was a couple months after him, and it took him a long time to decide what to do. And he's a great guy. He's a brand new dad, wife and little ones out here, and he's going places. He's really going places. And what we've learned in what we teach these guys in different framing and different specs of line work, and we want them to be most beneficial to a crew. We don't give them a false pretense, and we tell them what they're getting into. And it's going to be tough and it's going to be hard, but if you stick it out, it's well worth it. It's well worth it. A great career. And next guy up is Chris Wilson, most likely to set a pole upside down.
Well, first and foremost, I'd like to thank God for giving me the opportunity to be able to learn a new trade. Then I'd like to thank the ELITE Lineman crew for teaching me the tools I needed to become a lineman. Not only to become a lineman, but they also taught life values, and that meant a lot to me. And lastly, I'd like to thank my family for being there for me, supporting me. Thanks.
Good job, Wilson. Good job, buddy. So the story behind Wilson setting the pole upside down, when he framed the pole back here, one of these poles back behind us, the arms were supposed to mount at a 45-degree up sweep, and he mounted them upside down, and they were at a 45-degree down sweep.
The security camera.
It was upside down. Let's do... Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. No, I'm good. These guys are going to come up here and they're going to stay with me while I talk to them a little bit. This next guy here is, he's got a lot of structure in life. He knows where he's going. He served in the military, so we thank him for his service. And I think all he does is what we used to know as an encyclopedia, he now knows as Wikipedia, is reads it, because he knows everything. Everything. So for Nathan Phillips, he's most likely to become the next Jeopardy champion.
First of all, I just want to thank everyone for coming here today. Thank the instructors for putting the time in for us, because they told me when I came in here that their goal wasn't to just teach us this. They want to teach us about life, care about our character. That's a big part with me. They put in the effort and actually care what happens with us, cares about our future. And Colton and Haley, they put in the extra hours with us too and helped out, and I'm just very grateful. Thank you very much.
Stay right here with me. Good job. Good job. Good talk. So I got another superlative for Nathan. Through the first part of the school, it's really hard. We tell our students, the students coming in, and these guys can attest to it, and if they could shout amen, they would. The first 3 to 4 weeks of this school is super hard. You got on a lot of new tools. You're getting so far out of your comfort zone. The first time you go to the top of one of them poles, these guys are all shaking like a leaf on a tree, as would anybody. It's nature for that, because what we do is not normal. And after about 2 weeks, he kind of got behind a lot of the guys, and we kind of put a superlative on him that's a very serious one. And he would not give up on any of his guys. He would not give up on them. So for that, Nathan Phillips gets most encouraging. He was always behind them. Good job. This is great. This next guy is probably got more talent and skill, and he'll probably be further along in life and working career, and family than I ever was because of where he's headed and what he's got going on. Let's see if he knows who he is by his superlative. Most likely to win the quiet game. This is Boo Boo. Good job, Boo Boo. This is Colton Wade. Colton Wade's the quietest guy. You would never know anything about him if you didn't ask him. He don't like to talk to anybody. He don't want to speak. He wants to do his work and do his thing. He's got a lot of structure. He's got his CDLs. Colton don't have a job as of now, but he's got an interview with a really good company in about 2 weeks. And there was about, 40 applicants? 41 applicants. And we know the people in the company, and they've called and talked to us about Colton a little bit. And he's getting an interview. He's interviewing against 5 other guys. There's a total of 6. So he's already beat 30-something of those guys just by how he is. So most likely to win the quiet game. Good luck with this one.
I just want to say thank you for everybody involved at the school. You're not a number here. You're family. And after day one, you really do feel like family. You know, for Waylon to quit a great career and start a school, it just says everything. And I just want to say thank you.
Good job, Colton. Stay right here with me. Good job, Colton. That's the most I've heard him talk ever. So we got another superlative for Colton, and because he was quiet, you really had to look for what he was doing, but he was always doing something. And one of the things that we try to teach here is don't tell us what you know, show us what you know. Don't tell us what you can do, show us what you can do. And we try to teach leadership not from a perspective of these guys coming out running utility companies, but from a perspective of always ask why things are going on and what's going on, so you fully understand it. But don't ever sit on your hands. Always be doing something. And with those skills, we believe here takes leadership skills. And through the examples that he gave us, without one shadow of a doubt, best leader here. Good job. Good job. This guy. I guess he knows who he is. So this guy here's attitude's phenomenal. He's got a lot of structure in his life. He has got a very, very, very bright future ahead of him. He's a humble guy. He's a kind guy. Cameron Hurd. Come on, Cameron. Cameron's superlative. You guys are going to like this one. Most likely to start attending school 2 months before actually enrolled. You want to explain that, or you want me to?
Go ahead.
So Cameron lives across the interstate. And before he came to school here, before his school started in the first or second week in April, at least every other day, maybe, once a week. Where's Haley at? Haley, back me on this. Once a week? Once a week-ish for about 5 weeks before he started school, he would show up and he would just watch the guys. So he gets most likely to start attending school 2 months before enrolling. Good job.
Not exactly the truth. I was bringing paperwork up and stuff like that. So, but go Dogs!
Raise out.
That's right. Thank y'all, everybody from the league. Thank my family. That's all I got.
Good job. Good job. No, you're good. You're good. Hey, stay up here. Stay up here. So for this guy's attitude and everything that was happening as far as what we had going on with school, the coronavirus and all that, we started outside. Cameron, he probably added to Colton Wade's traits. And because of who he is, deep down in his character, without one shadow of a doubt, this guy right here, and we got some awards and stuff for you. We'll get them there inside. Best overall of this group, hands down. Good job.
Don't let it get to your head.
We, this guy right here, I don't know what we've done with your certificates. Come on, Mason. This guy right here is Mason Gershenschlager, Canton, Georgia. I got a lot of most likelies. Most of them I wouldn't want to give right here.
Frank. Shut up.
He's got a lot of nicknames too. phenomenal kid. He's grown so much. I have seen a different person 12 weeks ago than is standing beside me today. I can tell you that. Could I get a head nod of agreement from these guys? Without one shadow of a doubt. Hands down, most improved in who he is. He has learned so much about himself, and he's taught us about ourselves and how we approach helping somebody build their character. Mason Gershenslager.
I really want to thank the Elite Lineman School for all they've done for me. I've learned to become a better person than who I was. I've learned a lot about line work. I want to thank all the people around me for encouraging me. It's made my life a lot easier for this because I didn't think I'd be able to do this as a job. But to them, they've made my life better. I learned that I can actually do the work around me, and I love it.
Good for you. Good job. For a couple, for Red and Cameron, y'all don't leave. We got some awards for you. So I got a lot of stories. I won't take all your time. It's probably going to be raining here in a little bit, and I know you guys have been up here for a long time. One of my favorite stories in history is a story of Winston Churchill. And if you don't know anything about Winston Churchill, I'd encourage you to Google it. It's really good stuff. Winston Churchill had a time in leadership whenever Hitler was basically coming at him with everything he had. The next goal for Hitler was to consume Britain. And when Winston Churchill got into leadership role in the Parliament, he had a really long speech to a high school graduating class. It was a commencement speech. It was a college graduating class. And it was about a 20-minute speech. But if you Google Winston Churchill quotes, this is a quote you're going to find. This is my information to you guys. He said, never, 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 never give up. I'm going to pray and we're going to be done. God, thank you for letting me invest in these guys. I appreciate the opportunity that their families have given us to invest in them. I don't pray for special success for anyone, but I do pray that you be with them. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a hard road. They have a lot of family and friends around them supporting them. I pray for courage for all of them. And I thank you for the opportunity that you've given us here at this school to be able to take a platform of line work and character. And my heart is that I never stand on a stage like this and you don't get all the glory. Without you, this wouldn't be here. Thank you for what you do for us. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you, guys.
Good job, man.
Thanks for watching our video. Be sure to check us out in all our other videos and please subscribe below.